Oh, thank God you're here. I just finished 12 miles. I could take a break now. Slower, slower, slower. So, much like I've already been running in chapter 11 of Management 449, your company is already running. So the topic, those 12 miles. The topic of chapter 11 is managing operations. You'll need to focus on learning objective 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, and 11.5. And I'm going to need to pace out my lecturing. Okay, so the most important thing to know in managing your operations is that your strategic priorities get the resources. So you can't be everywhere all at the same time. And so you need to set policies to help your people make the right decisions. Have you heard the expression, good fences make good horses? It's because boundaries are good. And they keep your horses within bounds. I'm not saying that your people are like horses. I'm saying that policies set boundaries, and it helps you to know how to empower your employees. So then you think about tools for promoting operational excellence. Like many of our chapters, there's two on either end of the spectrum with a middle kind of ground. I'm just going to slow this down a little bit more. So on one end is business process engineering, and on the other end is TQM, or total quality management. In business process engineering, it's very radical. You're re-engineering a change. You're making a huge redistribution of a process. It's radical redesigning a process. In TQM, it's incremental. You're trying to create a culture where people want to be better, where people are seeking higher quality. And then in the middle is Six Sigma. Now, Six Sigma is statistics-based. There's a acronym in the book, DMAIC. You don't need to know that. Ignore that section. What you need to know is that Six Sigma is based on three main tenets. The first is that all work is a process. The second is that all processes have variability. Now, if you think about what that means, it means that nobody is going to perform every process exactly the same. So what you're doing with Six Sigma is you're using data to explain the variability, and you really want to reduce variability. Six Sigma then is appropriate in some circumstances, but not appropriate in other circumstances. So BPE, TQM, radical, incremental, and the statistics-based Six Sigma. What you're hoping to do as a manager is continually train your people so that they're always the best, that they're continually updating their dynamic capabilities. You want to do some team building. You want to reward and recognize good efforts. And you want to encourage prevention and proactiveness, not correction, because that's just awkward, right? And finally, in chapter 11, the part we've all been waiting for, when we think about management, we think about the carrot and the stick, right? Have you heard that? The reward structure. So monetary and non-monetary rewards, public recognition, some of the non-monetary rewards that come around that are incentivizing employees include your benefits packages, promotions from within, having a caring and fair atmosphere, and open communication about what's going on in the company. The incentives must be based on results and outcomes, not on repeating the same routines and processes. And you want to link those outcomes and the results to your strategy. And it's always better when you shorten the time between the actual behavior and the reward. And remember that you must reward the right behavior, the behavior that aligns with your strategy. And that's how you keep your team going and you manage operations as a strategic manager.